Hello. Today I'll be talking to you guys about why there shouldn't be gun control in this country. Did you know that there have been more mass shootings in the past 6 years than there have been in the early 1800s combined? The first major point I'm getting to for the reason why we shouldn't have gun control in the country, or at least strict gun control, is the fact that our founding fathers gave us the right to bear arms in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights. The reason they did this was because back when the United States was under British rule, Parliament decided to pass a bunch of laws that forced the U.S. colonies to pay taxes and give a bunch of rights. One of the rights that were given up by the colonies without our vote was to take away our guns. And when they did so, they were doing it to prevent a revolution. And as it ended out, is that we started a revolution either way. And with as very little guns as we had, we decided we won the Revolutionary War. And so, our founding fathers decided to put into place in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights that the U.S. people, when eligible, had the right to bear arms for self-defense and in case the government ever decides to force martial law that wasn't fair for the people. The second thing I want to get into is the fact that Democrats believe that guns, if we take away the people's guns, that this country will be safer. That is in fact wrong. We can use many other countries as example. Mexico, for example, the Mexican government took away the people's guns, and there's still gun violence in that country. And it's actually a lot worse than it is here in the United States. And here in the United States, we can use the strongest states that go against guns as California. California has some of the strictest gun control laws out there. And in fact, we can take San Bernard shooting as an example. It would happen back in 2016, which led 16 dead. And this all could be prevented if the people were allowed to own guns, or the people were allowed to hold weaponry in the public. You see, Democrats believe that when we take away the people's guns, we're protecting them instead. That the government should be the only people who are allowed to use weaponry, which is also wrong. And in fact, with the government only being the only people that are allowed to use weaponry, that's how the Revolutionary War was one of the reasons it started. Democrats use a special tactic when it comes to forcing people to go to their viewpoint. They say that if you don't stand with them, then that means you hate kids, due to the fact that a lot of school shootings have happened in the past 4 years, and it led very few dead. And that's one of the major points that Republicans have, is the fact that teachers or the staff should be allowed to carry weaponry, which has also led to why there's a lot more school security in the country. And so when they say that, it's kind of bad, because it hurts the Republican point of view, where we see it that the public should own weaponry to protect ourselves. There have been many instances where weaponry has been used for self-defense. I don't remember currently any in my head, but the people should be able to own the right to bear arms. Ever since the founding fathers gave it to us, there hasn't been an issue until recently. In fact, a lot of shootings, though, that have happened, we don't know the cause of. And so one of the things that Republicans also agree with the Democrats, in a very rare occasion, is the fact that we should have better tests or better background searches for people who want to own guns. Democrats also believe that if we are to allow the public to own guns, that they should be of an older age of 25 years of age, which I totally disagree with. The fact of the matter is that if you're able to vote, join the military, and do all sorts of things at the age of 18, then you should be able to own a firearm, which is the Democrats' main point. Is that if you're 18 years of age and you're allowed to join the military and vote, then you have a right to also own a firearm. The Democrats want to use 17-year-olds' point of view, who are going through puberty and have a lot of hormones running, and they're using children that were there during certain school shootings as a way to market their campaign. They're using them as a human shield, for example, for you to say. And that's a very bad thing. Republicans believe that the people should own guns, and that if we do so, it is one, our freedom and our right, and two, is also something that can be used to protect ourselves in self-defense in cases like that happen. Think about it. If teachers had owned guns, they could have prevented many things. It shouldn't just be the police, the government, and the military that can own guns. As we can tell by Mexico, the government owning guns is not a good thing. You see, Mexico decided to make the people give up their weaponry and firearms, and what it led to was a bunch of gang wars, since the Mexican government was always bought out by cartels and certain things. And so that is all, and that is why I believe that the American people should have the right to own firearms, or at least one of the few reasons why I believe they should own firearms. Thank you for your time, and please stay in consideration. Thank you.